phones, Babylons can't crack the.
What do YouTube? B Kelly back again with another banger video. Today's video, y'all, I'm going to be talking about what's wrong with Lonzo Ball. Now, for all my football fans out there that like my football videos, I do know I blew up off football, and I have a lot of football fans. But if you go to my community tab, I explain it more in depth. I am going to make a few other sports videos as well, since we're in the off-season mainly, or going into the off-season for football season, just so I can maintain some more steady growth as these sports are mainly getting hot or getting moving and just getting bigger as time goes on and getting more notoriety and more people paying attention to them. I want to make sure I can maintain some growth, and I do like covering all sports on my channel because I like covering all sports, I like watching them, all of that stuff. I just want to let y'all know that I'm still going to make primarily football videos. I have a lot of football videos planned right now, and I'm mainly still going to be a football channel, but I still want to sprinkle in some other sports videos. Now on to the video. Coming out of high school at Chino Hills High, Lonzo Ball was a highly touted recruit, a 5-star prospect, and one of the best players in the nation, and he committed to UCLA. And at UCLA, he lit up the college basketball scene and was one of the most electric players to watch, and he was just really fun to watch overall and one of the best players in the nation. And going into the 2017 NBA draft, he was really hyped up, especially by his dad, and everyone knew he was going to be a for sure top 3 pick. And in the 2017 NBA draft, he was drafted by his hometown team, the Los Angeles Lakers, with the 2nd pick. Lonzo Ball is currently in his 4th season of the NBA, 2nd season with the Pelicans, and he's played on 2 different NBA teams so far, the LA Lakers and the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, the way his dad was hyping him up into the NBA was that he was going to be the next great player in the NBA, and Lonzo Ball really hasn't found his step quite yet. He has improved every season, but really hasn't found his step yet. Lonzo Ball, in his first couple seasons in the NBA, had a really weird shooting form, and he really struggled to shoot the ball. And in year 1, he shot 36% from the field and 31% from the 3. If you kind of want to round up the three-pointer, you can say 30% if you want to as well. But the thing is, Lonzo Ball has always been very good on defense, and he's always been very good on offense as getting everyone involved with the team and basically being a very good facilitator. Lonzo Ball would be traded off from the Lakers after year 2 to the New Orleans Pelicans in the Anthony Davis deal, where he was dealt off with Brandon Ingram and Josh Hart and a bunch of draft picks. And this was a pretty good win-win trade for both. Probably a little bit better for now for the Lakers because they got a ring out of it immediately. But the Pelicans have a very young core, and Lonzo is going to be a really big part of that young core. Now, in his first season at New Orleans, he changed up his shot, and he did very good with it, and everything looked better, but he was still pretty inconsistent, and even then, his shot did look better, and he did get very hot before everything got shut down, but Bubbles, though, was not very good. He did improve his three-pointer to almost 38%, and then his field goal was still at 40. So far, in the 2020 NBA season, as of the recording of this video, Lonzo Ball is kind of doing the same thing he's done usually for the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, it's only been 9 games, but Lonzo Ball has had some really good games so far this season, and some games where he just seems out of it. It's the consistency problem. Lonzo Ball's shot looks a lot better this season, and his shots look like they could fall anytime he shoots it, but they just come out and they just don't go in. But something I gotta say about Lonzo Ball this season is that in the first half, he seems way more aggressive, and he has the ball a lot more in his hands, but in the second half, he hardly has the ball in his hands at all, and he's way less aggressive. His shot has got a lot better up close and in the mid-range, and his three-point shot, even though this is his 2nd worst season for three-point shooting, it's only been 9 games, like I said, but his shot looks way better than it has in previous years, and his three-point shot, once he gets hot, that percentage is just going to go up. Now, I will say this, I am a huge Lonzo fan, and he's one of my favorite players in the NBA. Yes, you guys can hate me down in the comments all you want, I don't care, but he is. It's my choice, not yours. But here's what I gotta say about some of the biggest problems in Lonzo's game. People can say shooting, and that is true, but he is getting better at shooting. It's mainly consistency. One day Lonzo is lights out, and the next, he's just throwing up bricks and building a house. Some of the bigger problems that I see in Lonzo Ball's game, especially this season. Now this season he is way more aggressive with shooting. He's not as scared to shoot the ball, which is definitely a plus. And his shot looks better, which is also a plus. But something I got to talk about is how obviously he is a pass-first point guard, and that's awesome. That's who he is, and that's who he's always going to be. But there's a lot of moments in the season where he has an opportunity to make a layup and he passes it off. Another thing that I've noticed this season with the New Orleans Pelicans, and I know it's only been 9 games, the season is still young, is that Lonzo Ball is limited in Steve Van Gundy's offense. Now I know Lonzo Ball is not going to give you 20 plus points every game, even though he does have the potential to do that, or at least get close to it. He's not that player, and I'll admit it. But I do think Steve Van Gundy's offense is limiting him. Lonzo Ball is a fast-paced style player, and he does have very good defensive skills to keep up with the fast-paced style offense and get back to the court on the other side of the ball. But this year, if you've watched Pelicans games, he really isn't the primary ball handler. And now what I mean by that is, yes, he's not going to put up the points, but Lonzo Ball is an amazing facilitator, and he gets everyone involved. But right now in Steve Van Gundy's offense, he really does not do that well right now because he doesn't always have the ball. It's mainly BI, which I know Ingram is an amazing player and he has a lot of potential as well and is elevating his game every season. But Lonzo's not able to do what he usually does with Zion. Now, it's pretty clear if you watch any Pelicans games this season, the Pelicans do not have that fast-paced style offense that they once had in Gentry than they do now in Steve Van Gundy. Now, I will say, Van Gundy is definitely a better head coach than Gentry. Gentry was not a very good head coach at all. But it limits Lonzo to not have a fast-paced offense, and honestly, I'm just going to say this. I don't think the Hornets are as good of a team if they do not have the fast-paced offense. Now, another problem that I see with Lonzo Ball, and this is just my opinion, this is just how I see it. I've seen it throughout his whole career as a Lonzo fan. And something I've seen is that he really struggles in nationally televised games. And I don't know if it's just a coincidence, or he just gets in his head, or he just loses confidence in these games, or it's just him not getting the ball. I really don't know what it is. I can't tell you. I'm not him. I don't know any of this stuff. I don't have some kind of connection with him. I'm just kind of saying it off rip and off my opinion, off the top of my head. But so far this season, in the 2 games that have been nationally televised, for the Pelicans, the Hornets, and the Heat game, which the Heat game was on Christmas Day, Lonzo Ball really struggled in both games with being aggressive towards the goal and shooting in general. In both of those games, he mainly just shot 3-pointers, and his 3-pointers were not falling, and he really just struggled overall in that game on the offensive side of the ball. Now, I'm at the end of the video, and I will say this before I get off. This is a biased opinion, but I do think that Lonzo Ball will bounce back and actually have his best season in the NBA yet, shooting-wise. But I don't know how he's going to do with the assist and rebound numbers, because it does seem like he's going to be limited in that part due to the new offense that Steve Van Gundy has put in the Pelicans system. But I do think Lonzo Ball is going to show his worth this season and silence the critics. Now, I do understand that is bias. I literally just admitted it is bias. And before I get off, I do want to apologize if this video is scattered. It was off-ripped. It's an opinionated video. Really has no script involved whatsoever. I want to get this video uploaded for you guys. I want to give y'all content, and I want to give y'all a lot of content. But now that I'm at the end of my video, leave me down some of your thoughts in the comments down below of future video suggestions. And if you think Lonzo Ball is going to take his game to the next level, or is he just kind of going to stay where he's at right now and not prove his worth for his career? Well guys, now that I'm at the end of this video, remember to smash that like button, turn on them post notifications, and subscribe for more videos. B. Kelly out.